Hello friends, welcome to the Wonder Who channel. My name is Naja. How are you today? Well, I hope your day's going okay. I wanted to sit out here with you because I need to clean this green stalk out full of brassica plants that are not going to continue to make it. And also because I am seeing the cutworms on a lot of the plants. And so I think it's time to go ahead and proceed with a changeover. It is mid to late May, and that's something I want to talk about because I feel like I'm behind. I'm watching other creators and they have their summer gardens established and flowers, and I'm looking at that and I feel behind. But I also have to tell myself I'm not behind, I'm right where I'm at. And a lot of the people that I do like to watch and enjoy their content, they've been gardening way longer than I have. And so I have to compare myself to myself or revisit what their year 2 or their year 3 is. And also I have to consider that they still share that they have struggles with certain vegetables and crops. And some vegetables and crops I've been having success with. So it's my environment, the methodology that I'm following, or sometimes the lack of it that is giving me success on certain things that other people are not getting a success with, even for established gardeners. I'm gonna let the plane go past. But yeah, I guess I'm feeling quite vulnerable, especially when I look at this planter and know that as time passed and I revisited things or observed things, that like this was a lot of kohlrabi plants. And I didn't get any kohlrabi to bowl, but I did get something out of it and was able to eat the leaves and things. But I was so inspired by other creators on YouTube, and I just was like, well, they're doing it and having success at the first shot, and so I should be able to. When I don't, I get disappointed and start to think that there's something wrong with what I'm doing, or is this something that I really want to do? And it is something that I want to do. It is certainly something I want to do. It's brought me so much peace and gratitude and just so many things, and allowed me to see abundance and that God is a provider in a different way. And I've learned a whole new skill set, you know? But that's just how I've been feeling lately, is I feel like I'm behind. Even when it comes to in terms of now being a YouTuber, I started a channel, where I created a channel back in 2023, and I didn't do anything with it, and I was waiting for the perfect moment, and the perfect moment has never arisen. I just decided to just do it. I just knew with the content that I would have success with subscribers and view hours and things like that, and I have had success. Every subscriber that I gain is success. Because then that's somebody who else that is like-minded and kind of understands me and where I'm coming from. That's just how I'm feeling. And I keep remembering that, comparison is the thief of joy. And I am grateful, and I know that I have skills and talents, and that when the time is right, the time is right. And then, like I said, going back to looking at other people's gardens and how far they've progressed in the beautiful flowers, and they're getting produce already from their spring and summer gardens. And I'm not seeing that. And part of it is because I haven't switched over. I do this by myself. It is something that I do out of total enjoyment, and my husband and son humor me, but they are not in the business of wanting to garden. You know, they have their own interests. They give me space to talk about it. I give them space to talk about the things that they love to talk about. Yeah, so just wanted to share that with you, and not to play violins or people affirm me or anything like that in the comments. I just know I just need to continue to move forward. And I don't know the set of circumstances that somebody else has as to why they are at a point where I think I desire that. I don't know all of the work that's been put into that. I shouldn't compare myself, but I have been. And there's always chances. There's always something new. And then when I ask questions and are given information, I gotta feel like I want to run out and do what they're doing. And the way my circumstances are right now, that is not a possibility for me to just jump up and purchase the next new cool thing because I want what that person has as far as harvest and things like that. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you garden, and do you watch other people's content and feel that way? Or if there's something else that you have an interest in, do you have feelings and thoughts when you see something that somebody else is putting out in the world and you think, I should be doing more, I should be more, I should do better? But everybody's success is their own. Everybody's experiences is their own, and you know, so I have to just keep that in mind. I think that's the big thing. But I'm out here because I feel like I need to do something with this garden today because I've been watching other people's content and enjoying it, and it gives me great ideas. I'll be right back. Yeah, I need to get my dump bucket. What I'm doing now too is just harvesting some of these really good looking leaves because I can freeze dry them or eat them in a salad. But the cutworms are doing a number out here, I tell you that much. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. Like a lot of the stuff that I cut a week or two ago, my goodness, y'all, it is trying to grow back. I need this green stalk. This is going to be my medicinal green stalk, and hopefully I'll be able to share that when I start getting it together. So what's going on with y'all? How's your head and your heart and your mind and all of those good things? How's your family? What do you have to be grateful for? Maybe you just need to take a moment and acknowledge that. And y'all, I had a really interesting phenomenon this year. I was seeing powdery mildew on my brassica plants for the spring. But I will say, these are some things I guess I put out a disclaimer. I have never grown this much brassica plants before. Like I've been gardening since 2023. And I think this is my first full-fledged, I would consider, successful fall garden. I like fall gardening way better than summer gardening. I'm okay now because I know I can grow like tomatoes hydroponically and lettuce hydroponically. That was a great cold weather experiment to do that. And before the weather got really warm, I even grew some cucumbers indoors. Some other things I have to consider so I don't feel like I need to keep telling myself I'm behind is, this is time to learn. One thing I have learned is garden planning a lot better and what I'm able to do because I did have an abundance of food, and I'm so grateful for that. So grateful because I was able to preserve some, and I had the time, being unemployed, to practice those food preservation methods. and just take care of myself in that way. And then try out some different things. One thing that I have learned that makes a huge difference is seed companies, and learning what's going to work for me. So I know, especially as the sole gardener in the house, I'm not going to be doing indeterminate tomatoes. That's just not going to happen. That was quite unenjoyable last year. And I was so ready for the summer season to get over it. And like for everything I did too, and planted sweet potatoes and squashes and melons, and not to get much out of that, I was like, oh no, this is not going to work for me. But over the cool seasons, ooh, look at this one. Let me show you that the cutworms have got to that one. Look at that. It's like lace. I learned more about dwarf varieties. So I'm growing quite a bit of dwarf variety tomatoes instead of indeterminate tomatoes. And learned about container appropriate plants and what's gonna work good for me. I don't see myself in the immediate future having the space to have like this huge space to trellis up vegetables and things like that. So got a little broccoli head off of that. Who's still harvesting broccoli in zone 8A in May? Yeah, they are here. I'm so glad that I harvested my cabbage a few weeks ago. I would be quite disappointed to know that that's what happened to it, like some of this stuff. I'm gonna have to let some of these roots sit for a couple of days and shrink back. But I'll tell you, I'm getting some beautiful broccoli leaves. I enjoy eating the broccoli leaves as a stir fry. I'm thinking I'm going to move this green stalk too. And so I'll be able to unstack it and work through getting the roots and things out. Because I always feel like I gotta have a project. What's going on in this current season of your life? And what are you hopeful for? Do you guys keep your brassica leaves for your broccoli and things like that? Look at that. Oh, here goes some right here. Look at them. They are all over this one. I don't know if you can see that or not. You see them? Like, I hope this is not a harbinger of the pest problems that I'm gonna have this year. And I'm not saving this. I don't plan on composting this or anything. I think I'm just gonna throw it away because I had to decide and make a decision for my own sanity about how I was going to deal with compost right now with all the other things. And you may say, Nadja, you're not working. How do you feel overwhelmed? Why don't you have time? Because I got a lot of things I'm trying to get done at the same time. And I've got different responsibilities now on my availability, which is beautiful. Yeah, look at this one. Yeah, I just been holding on to these plants like maybe just if I hold on a little bit longer, it will give me a kohlrabi bulb. But now, I'm just going to accept that that is not going to be. Is there birds in here? I'm having to be kind of careful because I've got a bird nest in one of my green stalks. All right, this looks like a bird nest. I don't see any eggs. Now that is delightful. How many people can say, I have a space where it was deemed safe enough by wildlife to be a habitat for their babies? And this had to have been fairly recent doing of the birds, because I was keeping these green stalks covered every night. Every night I was coming out here and covering them. But I knew the season was coming to a close, so I stopped doing that. See, look at this, these tree, these acorns and stuff like that just decided to grow. So I know the soil is good if a tree wants to take root and grow. And then I've also learned what I do and do not want to grow in a green stalk. So I think what I want to do next on this is I think I'm going to unstack this. When time permits the rest of the week, I can start sifting out these roots and stuff. Look at this, isn't this interesting? I don't even know what this was that I cut back. And I've got some vegetable growing on right here. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it because it's getting eaten by the worms as well. They're not even worms, they're caterpillars, right? But I do have two absolutely stunning, hold on a minute, 3 specimens of Swiss chard here that I'm not going to get rid of. Let me show you. You see that? That's 1, 2, 3. And what's so funny is this Swiss chard, I just knew. This, I believe, is 4-hook giant Swiss chard. I just knew that I was going to be prancing around fancy out here in the garden during the fall and winter and just be like, look at my Swiss chard, isn't it beautiful? And it did okay. I mean, it did okay, but it certainly started doing better when the weather warmed up. So let me show you what I was able to salvage from cutting all those plants. That's a pretty respectable bunch of greens, right? Let me bunch it up and see how pretty I can make it. I feel like this is collards. What do y'all think? I feel like that was collards. It looks like Morris heading collards. That's why I was confused when I finally realized that some of my plants were actually kohlrabi, and I thought that the deer had eaten all the kohlrabi. I know that I have about 10 or 15 large mylar bags just filled with cabbage, mixed green leaves. And I still have cabbage in the fridge that I need to address. So I think I'm going to be doing, like I said, some freeze drying very, very soon. But I try to take a little bit at a time too, because with the harvesting comes the cleaning and processing. And that is, once again, just me. And I'm not saying that it's just me to talk bad about my loved ones, but it is just me. This is something that I want to do. This garden, I would say probably 95% of it I did myself. And I'm very proud of that I was able to come up with an idea and that my body was mobile and strong enough for me to do this. So, even though in one breath I'm saying I feel behind, I'm comparing myself to others, I'm also very grateful and proud of what I've been able to do myself. So this is it. A nice, respectable harvest. I don't know, depending on how I feel, I might end up washing this and cutting it up and plan on having it for dinner in the next few days. So these mosquitoes are getting back in my face, so I'm putting my net back on. Yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted to talk about while I was out here. Just that was on my heart. And those feelings are not unique to me. And years and years ago, I would have never said that to a person or even the internet, but it's okay. It's okay to be seen trying to do something. Your timing is your timing, I guess. But I feel, now that I talked it out, that I do feel a little better. I must say I do marvel and find joy in seeing what other people are doing and what they're willing to share. And that I'm getting entertained and educated with such creative, thoughtful people. What I'm gonna do is wrap things up with talking to you, and I'm gonna work on taking these tiers down so that it'll be easier for me when I'm up to that to restack this somewhere else in the garden that's more level and get some medicinal plants in here and some seeds. So I want to do in this one herbs and medicinal plants as well that are good to be in a container, see? Because I would love to put comfrey in here, but that's not a good idea. Because I'd be like, well, it's medicinal, it has to match. That's not a good idea. That's not gonna work. I want mint in here. That's not gonna work. You might as well give mint that complete tier. But yeah, I can't wait to show you those plans and what I'm gonna do with this. But it'll be like culinary and medicinal herbs in this. And where I'm gonna put it, I don't know. We're gonna find a place for it. But thank you so much for sitting here. I might have said 500 times already, well, I think I'm gonna go. I do that in real life. I don't know, do y'all do that in real life? But this time I mean it, I'm gonna go. And I appreciate you sitting here with me while I just contemplate and work through some mental clarity things. And it's okay. It's okay to be okay. And please remember to just breathe and understand what your circumstances and what your pace and ability is. Because those people who are showing those things that I think and you might think are glorious and wonderful, they have challenges as well. I don't have any aspirations to share perfection, but I want to be seen trying. So that's all. It's okay to show that you're trying. I'm just me. I'm just Nadja. And that's good enough. So friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to this entire video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you stopping by and listening and watching me work and see that you still have to move on. You still have to progress and do things. You got to keep moving forward. I hope today, the day that you're watching this, is one of the goodest of your good days. May everything fall into place for you. That's how I like to say it. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate you being here. Please remember, if you have any questions or comments, to leave them below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also remember to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post a video. I hope today is the goodest of your good days, and may everything fall into place for you. Thank you, friends, and I'll see you again next time.